It's getting real now. It's getting real. It's getting real for you very, very fast. And I can't even lie, you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. Stephanie White under major fire. It is a microscope on you. The Indiana Fever have put Stephanie White on alert. They are watching you like a hawk. And if you make any missteps, in regards to Caitlin Clark in this franchise situation,
The ultimatum has officially arrived. Stephanie White is now firmly on the hot seat, and the pressure is impossible to ignore. The Indiana Fever have delivered a message that couldn't be more direct. Either you figure it out with Caitlin Clark or start preparing to walk away. This has moved far beyond speculation. It's a clear organizational shift that has every coach second-guessing their moves. One poor rotation, one questionable decision, or one more hero ball criticism could end White's tenure before it truly begins. The scrutiny has gone beyond game time. Every behind-the-scenes choice is now under intense observation. The franchise is monitoring everything closely, and the pressure has escalated far faster than anyone predicted.
If you make any missteps in regards to Caitlin Clark in this franchise situation, you are about to be out of the door. The franchise is about to see to it. We got to break this thing down, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. That would be greatly appreciated. We got to break it down, man. We got to break it down. So Stephanie White came in year one and absolutely ruined the Indiana Fever's offense. Caitlin Clark dealt with injuries. I mean, it was a lot going on.
So why is Lynn Dunn suddenly reappearing as a coaching consultant? Let's be honest. You don't bring in a veteran legend with decades of experience just to advise, unless you feel something isn't working. Dunn originally supported the previous system, but was pushed aside when leadership changed and White was brought in. Now she's stepping out of the front office and back onto the court, effectively keeping constant watch over the coaching staff. It's basically a shadow coach situation, and everyone inside the organization understands it. If White slips even once with the team's future, Dunn is in position to report it directly to ownership without hesitation.
So Stephanie White came in year one and absolutely ruined the Indiana Fever's offense. Caitlin Clark dealt with injuries. I mean, it was a lot going on, but ultimately it did not look like Caitlin Clark's style of play and Stephanie White's coaching style mesh at all. Okay, we saw Caitlin Clark playing small forward. We saw Ari McDonald getting the ball, putting her hands over Caitlin Clark, all types of nonsense, okay? And Stephanie White also made a bunch of bonehead comments when she basically said, hey, I want to build the team around Kelsey Mitchell. What? What are you talking about? And it's
at the center of all this tension is how the biggest star in the sport is being managed. Throughout the season, we witnessed flashes of brilliance from Caitlin Clark, but also a system that seemed to limit her strengths. White's approach often looked built for an entirely different roster, forcing Clark into roles that reduced her overall impact. When a generational talent is used as a decoy or left standing off ball, while others take contested shots, serious questions are going to be raised. The responsibility isn't just about collecting wins. It's about winning in a way that fully unlocks the potential of number 22.
Made a bunch of bonehead comments when she basically said, hey, I want to build the team around Kelsey Mitchell. What? What are you talking about? And it's been a snowball effect from there on. So much so that the Indiana Fever have now made Lynn Dunn a coaching consultant. Oh, you got a consultant now. You got a consultant now. Oh, okay. So Lynn Dunn, before Stephanie White was here, Lynn Dunn was responsible for Christy Sizemore. Lynn Dunn actually...
Things really started to escalate when White made those puzzling comments about structuring the team around Kelsey Mitchell. No one is denying Mitchell's talent, but when you have Caitlin Clark, the franchise centerpiece is obvious to everyone watching. Publicly prioritizing a veteran while your star rookie is still adjusting created a major PR issue. It exposed a disconnect between the coach's vision and the organization's long-term reality. Reports suggest higher management was far from pleased, viewing those comments as a sign that White might not fully grasp the value of the asset she's been given in Clark.
White pool with Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin Clark is going off on versus the New York Liberty, she's calling it hero ball and all of this other stuff. Nonsense, sitting there with her arms folded mad. But when Kelsey Mitchell can shoot 25 times, it's all good. We love Kelsey Mitchell. The Indiana Fever have made a move. They are getting eyes put on you 24/7. Hey, Lynn, do me a favor. Come on out that office. Watch her. Watch her. And you let me know if anything look funny. You let me know if anything look funny, because you know who we building this franchise around. Y'all remember the owner's son had to...
And then there was the moment when reports surfaced about the owner's son stepping in. That kind of involvement doesn't happen in a stable, well-functioning environment. It happens when leadership believes the on-court product is being mishandled and their investment is at risk. The Indiana Fever have evolved beyond just a basketball team. They've become a global brand driven by the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. If the coaching staff fails to maximize that opportunity or keep their superstar satisfied, ownership won't hesitate to make changes. They've already shown a willingness to intervene, which should make White extremely uneasy about her future.
Let me know if anything look funny. You let me know if anything look funny, because you know who we building this franchise around. Y'all remember the owner's son had to step in. Y'all remember the owner's son had to step in when that came out. Indiana Fever's not playing games with Stephanie White this year. She's either going to get it right or she's going to get gone. It's as simple as that. Yes, you had a good season coaching a bunch of people that was working, doing regular jobs. The Ari McDonald's, who was jobless at the beginning of the season. Y'all had a hell of a run. All of that is cool. I don't care about what you did.
One of the most obvious issues came when White labeled Clark's play as hero ball during a crucial matchup against the New York Liberty. At that moment, Clark was carrying the team back into contention, yet her coach appeared visibly frustrated with her aggressive scoring. Meanwhile, when other players attempted high-volume shots with poor efficiency, it was brushed off as part of development. That inconsistency hasn't gone unnoticed by fans, analysts, or the organization itself. You simply cannot criticize your best player for excelling while excusing mediocrity elsewhere and expect long-term job security.
Doing regular jobs. The Ari McDonald's, who was jobless at the beginning of the season. Y'all had a hell of a run. All of that is cool. I don't care about what you did with those other... That does not matter. The job for the Indiana Fever is to coach around Caitlin Clark. Can you build a team around Caitlin Clark and play a system that fits her and Aaliyah Boston? That's the job here. The job here is not to show, I can win a couple games with Odyssey Sims and Eric McDowell. Okay, you can go to another team and win with those type of players. The job here is to succeed with Caitlin.
Some will argue the team's record proves the season wasn't a failure, but that misses the bigger picture. Winning games with role players or temporary contributors might work for a rebuilding squad, but that's not the expectation here. The mission is to build a championship-level system centered around Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Anything that doesn't perfectly complement those two is viewed as falling short by the front office. White's ability to squeeze performances out of role players doesn't earn extra time in this environment because those players are not the future. The future belongs to Clark and Boston, and everything must align with that reality.
I can win a couple games with Odyssey Sims and Eric McDowell. Okay, you can go to another team and win with those type of players. The job here is to succeed with Caitlin Clark, the biggest face in the sport, period. That's the job here. And if you can't do it, they're going to get rid of you. And now they have eyes watching you 24/7 as they reintroduce Lynn Dunn. Let's take a listen.
Anything's possible. You can be anything.
Coaching consultant. She wasn't your consultant last year. Who was your consultant last year, Stephanie? It's already happening and y'all don't even...
To really understand why this consultant decision feels like a nightmare scenario for Stephanie White, you have to examine the legacy of Lynn Dunn. She's been connected to the Indiana Fever since 2003 in multiple roles. She has experienced championship highs, rebuilding lows, and every phase in between. More importantly, she understands exactly what a winning culture in Indiana should look like. By placing her back into the coaching environment, the front office is quietly installing a safety mechanism. If White stumbles early in the upcoming season, Dunn is already embedded with the roster and prepared to step in instantly without disrupting the flow. The message behind this move is crystal clear. A replacement is already in position before the season even begins. As the saying goes, you have to read the blitz before the snap or you're getting taken down. Right now, White is standing in the pocket while pressure collapses in from every direction. The consultant addition, ownership's public expectations, and internal disagreements about the offensive system all point toward a possible breakdown. If she fails to recognize that the pressure is coming from within her own organization, she could be out of a job before the all-star break arrives. The warning signs are everywhere, yet she appears committed to a philosophy that doesn't align with the priorities of those paying her salary. The divide between what White wants and what the Fever require is growing wider by the day. White appears to favor a balanced, veteran-focused system that values experience and traditional structure. The Fever, on the other hand, need a fast-paced, Clark-centered attack that fully utilizes the gravity of Caitlin Clark. This fundamental clash is exactly why the panic narrative is spreading rapidly around league circles. You simply cannot have leadership and coaching pulling in opposite directions when the entire basketball world is watching your every move. That kind of misalignment almost always ends with someone losing their job, and it's no longer just Dunn observing the situation. The entire organization is now operating on high alert. Every practice, every film session, and every press conference is being scrutinized for either improvement or repeated mistakes. Reports suggest the front office has instructed staff to closely monitor relationships between coaches and star players. When things become this controlled and analytical, it often signals that leadership is preparing for a change at the top. White is essentially coaching inside a fishbowl, where every action is evaluated by decision-makers searching for justification to act. The rotation decisions from last season raised serious concerns among knowledgeable observers. Watching players like Erica McDonald receive extended opportunities and ball-handling duties over Clark left many fans and analysts confused. While White may have viewed it as rewarding experience or distributing responsibility, the front office likely saw it as inefficient use of their most valuable assets. This gap in evaluation is a key reason Dunn was brought in, to ensure the right players are featured in the right roles. The days of role players dominating possessions, while the franchise star stands by